tell everybody what your revenue is now compared to what it was before you started with us.
So yeah, last month, and as the recording right now, it's April 14th, 2020. March was a record month for us. We did just over 400. So now, this month's going to be a little bit slower with COVID.
Wow. Oh my God. That's
Messed
10,
up,
you
but
10x your revenue.
still cranking. Yeah,
10x your
we're still
revenue from a
cranking.
few years ago.
Correct. I mean, without having that liquidity and runway, it
Mm-hmm.
would have been a real grind to make that happen. Would have
Right.
stretched me financially and maybe do things I wouldn't have wanted to do. But I knew what my KPIs were.
Mm-hmm.
I knew exactly, A plus B equals C. So
Mm-hmm.
I had a very high degree of certainty. If I spend this on this marketing channel with this amount of reps, it will produce this amount of revenue. So that's exactly what I did.
That's awesome,
After
man.
coming back from a mastermind, I said, this is the answer. I need to just quit being gun shy and make it happen. So that was one of the best decisions in my life. I still would say, find like business and financially, Fund and Grow is one of the smartest moves I've made, hands down. As an established business owner, you should be running your business through credit cards anyway. Not only do you have purchase protection if one of your vendors tries to screw you, but you also have you're also accruing points too. Like, I don't know the last time that I paid for a vacation out of my own pocket because I'm running $60,000-$70,000 of expenses through credit card every single month and paying it off.
Yep.
So and then if I want to go take down a property, easy. I can go, just use one of my cards, either pay it all in cash, or I can use the card and fund the down payment of
Mm-hmm.
the hard money through the card. So
Yep.
I've got options.
What did it cost for your wire transfer? And tell us how much the deal was too that you closed on the deal that you closed the whole deal with the credit.
Well, which is funny. Prior before using the program, I was actually in the middle of a flip, and I was going through a hard money lender, and I think I was on and it was roughly about $1,600 a month, and this flip went almost a year. So you can just imagine how much money you're going to pay in a year at 9% interest. Until I got a hold of Fund and Grow through a friend. Joel Benjamin kind of put me on to that. That was actually pretty easy because you have a company called Plastic, and you just basically you go onto the website, you put the information in, send it who you want to send it to, and it's the same as wiring it from any other bank in the United States. It's really simple. They charge you a little bit total amount of money that you're putting in, the percentage that you're being charged. Doesn't equate to the interest rate paid for a hard money lender, especially if you're talking about temperatures. And it's a simple process to get in. They just run your credit, your business credit, your LLC, and they start your line of credit from there. And it's easier as using cash.
Yeah. So let me just recap that because the audio is clicking a little bit. So basically, what you're saying is if you do a flip, it's easy because you set up the account with Plastic. It takes no time at all. Plastic sends the wire transfer to the title company. They charge you 2.5%, right, for the wire.
I think so, but it's really small considering.
Yeah. So the title company doesn't matter to them because they're getting the wire just like any other wire, like from your bank account. And then
I've done it twice and had no issues with the title company.
So you've done it twice, sent the wire from the credit line, business credit card, and boom, you're closing as a cash buyer, and that's it.
I'm literally in a flip deal, and I'm having that same issue before I came into Fund and Grow. So we did the deal, hard money lender, 9% interest monthly. It took a little bit longer than normal. So, $1,600 a month for like 9 months because we couldn't sell the property. And with Fund and Grow, you're talking 18% interest. It would have worked out a little bit better because I wouldn't have to pay any money for at least 18 months. I'm actually new to business credit. Like I actually didn't dwell in the business credit line for a while, I did all my funding through private money lenders, banks, those kind of people. Yeah, personal, yeah. So I was never really savvy with the whole credit thing. So when I came in contact with it, I was just like, oh, okay, let me try this out. And I'm glad I did.
Started out just hacking my own house. We moved out of our house and we started buying and hold once we left our house and we became landlords. So at that point in time, I was on Bigger Pockets just asking a couple questions about landlording. Then I seen some information about Fund and Grow. At that point in time, my antennas got perky and I wanted to understand a little bit more about it. Once I called in and got some information about how the credit cards worked. My background is in mortgages, so I worked at a big bank here in Ohio. So I knew a little bit about mortgages and how credit and things worked, but I didn't understand the business credit card sides. So after getting that information, I understood that and I was ready to go.
And how many deals have you done total?
I've done 6 total.
6 total. And every one of those was funded with business credit cards, right?
That is correct, yes.
And then
So the way we do it is you basically go and you tell them you're a cash buyer. And you get a discount for that. So when you go in, you're negotiating just as a cash buyer. My realtor or the other people do not know anything about how I'm buying the house. They just know it's a cash buy deal.
And have you refinanced those properties?
Only one property I have refinanced right now.
Okay.
The other ones is just the rent is being able to be applied straight to the credit card. So it's paying down the credit card quicker than me going back and refinance it. So basically 9 to 10 months, I'll be really have the zero debt on that credit card. I got a lot of people that ask me that on Bigger Pockets, they'll hit me up in the inbox like, hey, give me some information on this and this and that. So I call them and I tell them, hey, yeah, it's real, man. It is really real. I got everything.
Nice.
The $230,000 in a year and a half with really ease, So it's worth the investment. They did everything. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to call anybody. I didn't have to answer a phone. I didn't have to do anything at all. And a lot of skeptics on the Bigger Pockets say, hey, well, you can do it for yourself. Okay, well, I looked at it as time is money. And I wanted to get, I wanted to move fast as I could. So why not have someone else do it for me that is a pro in the business and know what they're doing? Another thing I do like also that I have explained to a couple people on the Fund and Grow forum when they ask me a couple questions is on those credit cards, most of those credit cards have rewards, cashbacks that Fund and Grow is getting you. So I know over doing the rehab on the first set of homes that we end up getting, I got over $2,100 in cashback rewards.
I was a little skeptical at first because, everything that you read, sometimes it could be, not what it's all pan out to be. But I took the leap of faith and relied on my financial intelligence, and I seeked it Fund and Grow from business funding. And my first round, I was able to take down a substantial amount with my lower 700 credit score, and I was able to buy, well, lease our first truck. And once we started this company in May 2018, and we started with one truck. With that one truck, we was able to obtain more capital credit during my second round of funding, which at that time allowed us to grow to 6 trucks. Then after I obtained my final round of funding, which I did get the maximum allowed, that we was able to grow all the way to 10 trucks. And it was only because I leveraged that capital and that credit, and I got the maximum potential of the growth. We wouldn't been able to establish this company and have this type of growth if it wasn't for Fund and Grow. But also, if I didn't take Fund and Grow, precise advice. but it's all because of Fund&Grow gave me that foundation to build on. And I continue to grow and grow and grow. Based on my financial intelligence, I knew it was a good fit for me, and I'm glad I made that choice. And y'all actually, like I say, changed my life, gave me a purpose, and gave me that foundation to grow on. And I won't be looking back from this time on. The most amazing thing, 'cause everybody talks the talk, but they can't walk the walk. So that's why I'm so excited. That's why I'm bringing so many people on board to join the Fund&Grow program, because y'all get the result.
When I heard about you guys, I discovered that I could do all this on the business side and it wouldn't show up on my personal credit report. So that made a huge difference, and I jumped on it, and I paid the fee, and it wasn't very long before the staff with your company had $130,000 in business credit. And so I started using that. Anything I had on my personal credit cards, I transferred over and bought 3 houses, fixed them up, and working with the bank to get the refinances. They're almost done. I should have those cashed out within a couple of weeks, and then I'll just keep doing it. But yeah, the staff was very professional. They knew exactly what they're doing. And like I said, it took me 10 years to build up the personal credit cards to the limits that I have them at today. And it took your guys like a couple of weeks, and you guys know the formula, how to do it. I've tried to do it on my own with the business credit cards, and I couldn't do it. I'd get like a $2,000 credit limit. I'd talk to a manager, and I couldn't get anywhere. So you guys know what to do, and I don't have another 10 years to figure it out. So
yeah,
just give me 10 years of time.
You were able to fully rehab and remodel 8 deals that you've got, all with the funding you got with Fund&Grow.
First batch of round of funding that I went through with Michael, I got $95,200. Let me tell you, that's phenomenal for me, considering the fact that this was credit that was being reported to my business. If I could mention, Mike, I mean, I'll let anybody that is watching know, I was a skeptic too. Trust me when I say that. I'm the type of person that naturally I'm a skeptic about most things. I have to vet things. I have to research things.
Same here.
Boy, did I research. Yeah, I researched a lot. And I realized, whenever there was problems of anybody that might have had an issue of some sort, you know what? It's how a company reacts to any sort of issue, whether the issue is true or false. How the company reacts to it says a lot about a company's integrity. And let me tell you, some of the comments, of the very few little comments of people, didn't really have merit to begin with when I was researching Fund&Grow. They were just people that were impatient. They didn't get the funding they wanted. It's a process, people. You have to realize you have to wait. You can't expect this to happen overnight. So when I saw how the responses were, I believe at the time the response was from Leanna Alexander, I believe. Yeah, she was so professional and so comforting in a way. It was like reading her responses. I was like, wow, you know what? This company, man, they're on the ball. They know what they're doing, And besides, Fund&Grow is local to me. They're only an hour and a half, 2-hour drive. If I was worried about my money, what was going to happen, I could just come up there and be like, hey, what's up? Beside this being an interview, I'm incredibly grateful for what you guys have done for me and my company. I mean, really, truly have helped us advance to ways that I'm going to always be incredibly grateful to you guys. Thank you, Fund&Grow. Gabe, how you get this money? How are you doing all these things? I'm like, well, heck, most of it is because of Fund&Grow. I mean, I get the credit going, and before you know it, I'm making all those Home Depot runs, and I got ways that I can pay now my contractors, and I can get payroll done. I mean, man, it's amazing. And I was like, man, you guys, the two of you guys give so much value. It's not even funny, So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Like, I can't wait one day to just meet you and shake your hand and just thank you. Like, seriously, man.
Well, I got a feeling that time's coming soon.
You get so much out of it. I mean, you have a team of people that actually want to see you succeed, and they'll tell you what you need to do, the pay downs you need to make, and how to maintain your credit after the fact. I mean,
but they do it all for you, right? They're not like telling you to go and do the application. We're literally doing all the work.
No, Fund&Grow is doing all the work. They're like holding your hand and literally guiding you to. There's nothing for you to do because they're doing it all. If you're on the fence about Fund&Grow business credit, just look at it this way. I at one time was in your same shoes. I was using my personal credit to buy properties. And when I say buy properties, I mean getting mortgages, and buying stuff at Home Depot and using my credit cards. And my debt to income ratios were so out of whack that my credit scores were falling. You know what? You get a few inquiries here and there, and it's going to report to a business credit, and it's not going to report to your personal side because in the background, Fund&Grow's sister company, Kadem Credit, or the guide that they show you, if you decide to go that route, will teach you what to do to get that credit inquiries off. And then you're flying, like soaring through the sky like an eagle. I mean, literally, these things are not affecting your personal credit anymore. It's like as if you have a separate entity, another identity. It's amazing. I mean, it truly is amazing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having like a moment with myself thinking about it. Fund&Grow is the real deal. Like, get off your ass and do something about it.
There you go.
Put up or shut up, people. That's all I can say. Put up or shut up. Stop making excuses for yourself. You know that there's that saying by Nike, just do it. Just do it.